Okay.
Well, good morning, everyone. And this morning I'm talking to Kathryn Haller. Um, yes, so good morning, Kathryn.
Good morning to you, Caroline, and good morning to everyone.
Yes, it's lovely to see you here. We just had a chat in a network meeting, haven't we?
We certainly
And
have. Yeah.
all sorts of questions being asked, and I didn't answer any of them. But there we go, there we go. So, as I said, I start with one question, and my question is, what do you enjoy doing outside of work?
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
What do I enjoy? I guess you'll have probably got already from the networking meetings. I'm really into sport, as in playing sport rather
Yes.
than watching sport.
Which is good,
Yeah.
isn't it? You're outside in the fresh air. I think it's golf, is it? Golf and tennis?
Golf and tennis. Yeah, so you say about fresh air. I mean, I've spent probably most of my life playing squash, but I got
Oh,
to the level that I wanted to in squash. I
yeah.
like my knees. I like walking,
Yes.
and
Squash is
squash is,
really hard on the knees.
yeah, not good for the knees. So, yeah, I love walking. So I got to where I wanted to. Represented Wales in that. I have
Oh, right.
played in the home internationals.
Yes.
So that was a way actually to see Ireland, Scotland, and England,
Yeah.
so different places there. So that was nice. But then, since we're talking about open air, squash is not open air,
No,
obviously.
it's not.
No, no. So it's only more recently that, yes, I changed to tennis,
Mm.
which, yes, again, is a racket sport, but quite different.
Yes.
And obviously
It's
golf.
not as impacting on the old joints, is it?
No, it's not. No,
Unless you
no,
fall
and it's
over.
outside, and this weather, because it is a lovely day here in Wales.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a lovely game to play. Although I suppose you might even say it's perhaps a little bit too warm, but
Well,
we're never satisfied, are we?
no. Yeah, not my favorite weather. I've been hibernating for the week, but or
I
going
love this
walking the
weather.
dog when it's cool. Yeah. So yeah,
Right.
but I mean, being outside and doing sport, I mean, you've got opportunities to, take everything in, haven't you? You've not only got the conversation of the people around you, whether it be golf or tennis, you chatting to people once you've, done your match. But with golf, you do your shot, don't you? And you then gather your caddy or whatever you do and go to the next green and have a conversation in between.
Exactly. Well, yes, you say that, but you you might be surprised to know, depending on how good a golfer you are, one person's ball could go that way,
Oh,
and the
well,
other
that's
person's
true.
could go that way.
Yeah, that's very true. I hadn't thought of that one. Well, I said yes, looking for a ball in the rough or in the water. Yes.
Yeah, we covered quite a few of them. So I normally play on a Tuesday morning and a Friday morning, although actually off to a place called Penard tomorrow, which is on the coast. If you know anything about the Wales coast, gorgeous, gorgeous golf course,
Where's it
gorgeous
near? Where's it
views.
near?
It's Swansea way, so
Right.
it's
Hmm.
further west from here,
Yeah.
but the views are just tremendous.
Mm.
And yeah, there's just something nice about being outside. And yes, when you work for yourself, you work from home, I think you have to make the effort to get out and do something. Otherwise, it could be a really lonely place, you know? And I
Yes.
think that's really important. And the nice thing about getting outside as well is, funny enough, I was talking to Sean on that previous meeting. Do you know when you can be sat at home trying to think about how do I solve this business problem, and then you get outside, you've let it go, and all of a sudden the solution comes to you.
Mm.
So yeah, I think there's an awful lot to be said about getting outside.
Yeah. I think there is, and being in the greens, seeing all the greens, it's relaxing. You've got the
Yeah.
birds singing and doing what they do, and all the other sort of noises. And being on a golf course, I suppose you're away from a town, so you don't have those sorts of noises, do you, of cars and such like
Not
going over
not
round.
generally. Funnily enough, the most prestigious course locally in Cardiff is a place called Whitchurch, and that is, funnily enough, surrounded. So it is in the city centre,
Oh, is it?
not city centre, on the outskirts, but it is surrounded by three quite main roads. One of them is a very
Wow.
main road. It's the main thoroughfare into Cardiff
Hmm.
itself, which is maybe why I'm not quite so keen on that one.
Yeah,
I-
yes.
Because
Yeah.
yes, I play golf and I want to get better at golf. But there's way more to it than that little white ball going in that hole,
Yes.
thankfully.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would be so frustrating.
And you're talking about being outside. I believe you have been outside somewhere abroad recently.
I have. So, yes. So, sport is one of them, certainly in this country, but I love traveling. I really, really do love traveling. Although I am thinking, am I mad or something? So, yes, I've just come back from that long trip. I had a company event up in Telford over the weekend, and I'm going up to visit a friend in Scotland. And I'm looking at the suitcase thinking, oh no, I don't have to pack again.
Well, you will travel, so it
Yeah,
comes with the territory, really, doesn't
I
it?
know.
Having to
Yeah.
pack a suitcase, unless you're just taking a toothbrush.
Oh, if only. No. No, so I've just come back from, well, I can't call it a holiday because it was way more than a holiday. It's something that's been on my list for many, many years. So it was an adventure. So I've just come back from an adventure in Peru. And yes, the pinnacle of that visit was going to visit Machu Picchu
Machu
and
Picchu.
doing that 4-day trek to get there, which is
Mm,
probably one of the hardest treks. No, not probably. It definitely is one of the hardest treks I've ever done,
mm.
but well worth it. But there was so much else to see there as well. And when we
Yeah, I
talk about
imagine.
being outside,
Yeah.
since I've been back and the weather's been good, it's gorgeous getting up in the morning and listening to the birds. But we went to the Amazon, we went to the coast, we went to the mountains, and it's all different smells,
Sounds. Yeah.
sounds, everything. Yeah. So,
Can imagine. Yes, because
people.
you've got forest, you've got mountains, you've got,
Mhm.
all sorts. So you'll have the different birds, I suppose, in the different areas and the sounds
Yeah.
from whatever's around. And the different people, I suppose, the different tribes maybe that are in those areas as well. So it's quite a country, isn't it?
Oh, it's an amazing country. And when we talk about mountains, here in Europe, we go skiing and what is it? I don't know, above 2,500 meters
Yeah.
maybe, and you see the snow and you see the glaciers. Well, then you get to this national park and you can still see these mountains, which are much higher than the ones in Europe anyway. And you have to look at it on a different concept because you're already 3,000-ish
Yes.
meters above sea level, and
Yeah.
these are going, and there's no snow. And I think that was a bit strange as well. So we went to Rainbow Mountain, which is just over 5,000 meters. Yes, there were
Wow.
glaciers around, we could see them, but there was no snow there or
Wow.
ice. Whereas in Europe, there would be. You wouldn't get there, would
No.
you? You know?
Yeah.
So that was a completely different concept.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
size, and wherever you look, you're surrounded. Yeah.
Yeah, incredible. Absolutely
Mm.
incredible. But yes,
Yeah.
just to see the pictures of Machu Picchu is just
Mm.
mind-blowing, isn't it, really?
Yes. Yeah. I've still got to, yeah, pinch myself and think, yeah, I did actually go
You
there.
did
I've
actually do it,
finally
yes.
done
It
it. Yeah.
out of body experience, it's surreal.
Yes, but yeah, it was really. Yeah.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
picked such a good time to go as well. So if anyone's thinking of going there, this time of year, or sort of like April time, was really good because the rains had just about stopped. We did have a little bit of rain. So everything is green,
Mm,
all flowers are out, whereas they were explaining to us in a couple of months maximum all the waterfalls, all the streams will have dried up. It'll
wow.
all be brown. So it'll just be completely different. So
Mm,
depending on what you want, but that was just perfect for me.
excellent. Well, anybody listening wanting to go to Peru,
Yeah,
look into it. Perhaps not in a
absolutely.
couple of months when it's going to be brown.
No.
But yes, and of course Scotland. I mean, I've travelled a bit in Scotland over to Skye and to Bute, Fort William, Ben Nevis. can't think where else. A few other places. Oban.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, lovely.
it's quite an array of different sort of scenery in Scotland. You know, you've got the low Highlands, and you've got the Highlands and the mountains, and I mean Ben Nevis was quite an experience. But yes, it's quite a place. And for people, I suppose down here, it takes about 10 hours to get to Oban, and that's low Highlands, isn't it? Really, it's not
Yeah.
very far up at
Mm.
all.
No, absolutely. So it's a bit like Wales, but on a much bigger scale,
Yes,
really.
yes. I mean, Wales is lovely. I went to Swansea,
Okay.
stayed in a place just overlooking Swansea Bay, and then went round the Gower. Saw the wild horses on the Gower. Um,
Okay.
yeah,
Near Rhossili? Did you go to Rhossili?
I did. Yes, and it
Mm.
was. I'd seen lovely pictures of the beach, and what happened when I got there? Low cloud, but I was determined to have an ice cream. So I had an ice cream, and it was revolting weather.
Oh, that's such a shame because Rhossili is so
Yeah,
beautiful.
amazing,
Yeah,
amazing. Yeah,
yeah.
it was quite something because the I went by bus, and the bus driver, we were swinging around, going around. It was as if he was driving a Formula One, really. And my poor little dog was ill on the bus. It was so bad. And so I put a bit of a moan into the bus company. And apparently, it's the second complaint about this bus driver who'd come over from Cardiff to help out. And the manager said he's not coming again.
Yeah, they're not the roads that you want to be swinging round
No.
going down that way. No.
But was very lucky to see the wild horses because they're not often seen.
All right. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, yeah, apparently not. Uh,
Okay.
but yes, but lovely. And I've been to place many years ago in '76. I went on a working holiday. That was an adventure in itself. To a place called David, which was near Newquay, so a
Okay.
short way from Newquay. And yes, I won't talk about that story at the moment. But yes, and been to Aberystwyth, which is, of course,
Okay.
in the
Mhm.
north.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yes, I've travelled a bit in Wales and on the borders. So it's yes, it's a I love Wales. It's lovely, and the contrasts as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to go back to Ben Nevis because yes,
Yes.
we walked up, trekked up Ben Nevis last year on a charity walk, but we were shocked. I don't know what it was like when you went there, but we were shocked when we got to the top to find out how much rubbish was left there by people. Don't know if you saw that.
No, because it was covered in snow when I went because
Ah,
it was February.
okay, okay. Well, this was August bank holiday, I think it was last year.
Right.
So we're going to go back this year, probably
Mhm.
August bank holiday as well, with as many people as we can and try to bring down as much rubbish as we can because I
Was it
just can't.
really, I suppose, a bit like Everest? The rubbish
Yes,
at Everest is
yes,
meant to be horrendous as well, isn't it?
exactly. Yeah, I think I'll probably leave Everest to somebody else, but
Yes,
Ben
I
Nevis is
think probably
probably
best.
manageable.
Yes, not for the faint-hearted.
No, no, definitely not. So if anyone wants to come and join us, yeah, please get in touch because we need as many volunteers as possible to
Yeah.
try and clear it up.
It's
And
bad, isn't it,
hopefully,
when people leave
yeah,
that,
hopefully,
it's no hardship. You take the stuff up there, bring
yeah,
it down,
bring it
people.
back down.
I
Yeah,
put it in your rucksack, just bring it down to the bins at the bottom of Ben Nevis. Don't leave it there for people
no,
to do what Kathryn and her fellow tidier uppers are going to do in August. Bring it all down. Take it down yourself. But
yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah,
So yeah,
it's
anyone who
it,
wants to join us, be more than happy to have you because yeah, we'll need quite a few people, sadly, to bring it all down.
it's shocking, isn't it? Really, really shocking. But yeah, what can you say? People aren't always as tidy as, it makes you wonder what people's front rooms are like, really.
Mm, well,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah, there we go.
But yes,
We were shocked.
But yes, I can well imagine because you go to these places that are really lovely,
Mm,
to be faced with something not so lovely. But yes, it
exactly.
shouldn't be, but it sadly is. And people like yourself, you know, arrange
I'm
these
there.
things to tidy it all up. Take my hat off to you all. Thank you very much in advance for bringing it all down.
Well, we'll do what we can.
Well, that's all you can do, isn't it?
Exactly.
Yeah, but and have you any more sort of other things that you're going to be doing outside this year at all?
Outside, hopefully a little bit more travel, maybe to Ireland this time.
Oh,
So I said I used to play squash. So some of my friends still play, and they still play in the home international. So just before COVID hit, they were supposed to be going over to play in Galway, I think it was, in Ireland. So a friend and I booked airline tickets to go and join them, do some walking, and just enjoy watching them. But of course, COVID hit. We've still got those airline tickets, but they're 5 years now. So we need to do something with them. So we need to
yeah,
book
you
something to
do.
go. We do.
Galway's
Yes.
lovely. The
Yes.
Cliffs of Moher,
That's
Galway,
right.
the Cladder Rings, the history of the Cladder Rings in Galway. Fabulous area. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And Ireland is somewhere I've always wanted to spend more time. I've been there a few times. But yes, to travel around. So yes, hopefully, end of September time, maybe we'll end up going there.
Best time, yes. I went. I was last time I was there was September. I was crew for hot air balloon pilot friend, and yeah, we had the championships there. We used to go every September, and it's quite close to the autumn equinox. So yeah,
Mhm.
it wasn't always possible to fly. Let's say, yeah, but some a few stories to tell about flying in Ireland too. So I won't go into
Okay.
that now.
No, I didn't realize you were into hot air ballooning. I've been up once.
Yeah, I used to crew a lot for
Okay.
a friend and other people I got to know. I haven't done it in recent years. It's a hard slog, and you in the summertime you need to be up at sort of 4 in the morning.
Yes,
So
that's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's
Mm.
not conducive at the moment having a an elderly dog, but maybe in a few years' time, perhaps when he's no longer with us, I
Okay.
might look into it again because it's great fun.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
On that subject, I used to fly hang gliders years ago before I had children. Yeah, not something I would get back into now because you spend so much time sitting around waiting for the wind to be in the right direction.
Yeah.
Something similar to ballooning, I suppose, but on
Yes.
a different scale because we were looking for the wind, whereas you're looking for maybe not too much
Not
wind.
too much wind, yes, yes. Lots of stories to tell with too much wind as well, but we won't go into that now either.
No, okay.
Maybe we can have another conversation about gliding and hot air balloons, at another time. So that would be a good conversation to have.
Sounds
But
good.
thank you, Catherine, very much for chatting with me today, and I hope everybody enjoys our conversation. So thank you very much, and we'll chat again soon.
Thank you so much, Carolyn, for the invitation, and thank you, everybody in your community.
Thank you so much.